Hi everybody, Tylord here with my September and October pickups. I have some wonderful video games and movies to share. I have a package from my buddy Wubs and a package from my buddy Mario RetroTiburon. I have some pickups from the horror convention we went to down in the LA area, down in Burbank. We went to the Son of the Monster Palooza. I have a couple pickups from down there, and Tiburon and I and Mrs. Tiburon went to the swap meet. I have usual pickups from Rasputin's. I have too much stuff. I can't do this in my car. I can't film it in my car. I have too much stuff. Speaking of too much stuff, the man formerly known as Too Much Stuff, my buddy Corey from Maine-ly Retro, sent me this awesome Fatal Fury hat. Look at that. He knows I'm a big fan of Fatal Fury and Terry Bogard. So awesome to have this one. I got another one I'm going to send over to my buddy Vince from Dad Level Podcast. But man, this is a nice Fatal Fury hat. I might actually wear this. Not too many people get that reference. Like only really big nerds know this one. And it's kind of an older series too. You know what? I think he's in the Smash Brothers and he's in Street Fighter now. So maybe more people know about Fatal Fury. And there's a new Fatal Fury coming out. I'm excited for that. I've been going to GameStop asking if I can pre-order a hard copy of it, but they don't know what I'm talking about. So thanks, my boy Corey, one of my oldest YouTube buddies, for sending me that. And then I guess I'll move on to my co-host, Wubs, over at... Oh, and check out Corey, Maine-ly Retro, if I didn't mention it. If you're subscribing to me, you probably already know who he is. Maine-ly Retro. He has He-Man pickups, Master of the Universe pickups, does video game stuff, collector, video game player. I got a package from my co-host, Wubs, over at My Top 5. Go check him out as well. I'll leave a link to my buddies down in the description. Wubs sent me some stuff. He's clearing out his stuff, selling a bunch of stuff on eBay, and he gave me some stuff he's clearing out. I'll start with the VHS trash. He sent me this Jet Li movie, the one I haven't seen. I haven't seen too many Jet Li movies. Meltdown. It looks like it's a Chinese movie, so it's probably going to be really cool. A gang-related movie, a heist or a theft type movie with gangs. Okay, I gotta watch that. I'm surprised I haven't seen this one either with Dolph Lundgren, The Last Warrior. I think there was also another movie called that with a samurai, The Last Warrior. I might be thinking of something else. I haven't seen this one either, unfortunately. Oh, Sheldon Lettich directed it. I gotta watch this. Sheldon Lettich did a Double Impact and Only the Strong. So got some VHS trash and then some video games he sent me. I've been wanting to play this one for a long time. It's kind of getting too late to play it for Halloween, but medieval with the skeleton guy. I always like the style of this. It kind of reminded me of Evil Dead or Army of Darkness, and I never had this game. Yeah, so he sent me that awesome looking game. I might still play it even though Halloween's almost over. And then here's one I really like. This is one of the games that got jacked out of my car about 15 or 16 years ago. I had this on my Game Boy. Tekken Advance, a really cool like 2D port of Tekken 3. Not as many characters, but they did a pretty darn good job with just like 2D sprites and like 3D background. Plays a lot like the real Tekken. So I have that for my Game Boy now. Again. I think I caught up on my Game Boy collection almost from all that stuff that got jacked out of my car all those years ago. Should I do the convention stuff now from RetroTiburon? I guess so. Or should I do the video games? Do I have my video games here? I could have sworn I had some video games. Oh, well, I'm not going to go get them now. Yeah, I'll just do the... Well, I did get this. So it was my 20-year anniversary at work. And they usually give us a gift after our 20-year anniversary. Lately, they've been letting us log on to this Amazon app, and they give us points to use on it. They gave me 500 points for my 20-year anniversary, which is like $500 on Amazon. So I was getting my kids and my wife some Christmas presents with those credits. It's helping a lot out for Christmas. But I thought I'd treat myself to something. This Retron, I think it's the Retron 3. Stupid. There we go. Retron. This is the one that hooks up to a CRT. That's the one I wanted. There was a nicer, newer one called 5 that was only HDMI. But I mostly just play stuff on the Sony Trinitron that Dean from Escape to Gaming gave me. That's mostly what I do all my gaming on. So I have this thing now. I haven't tried out the controllers yet. It has a Genesis style one and a Super Nintendo. You see, you can plug in your Nintendo and your Genesis and your Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo Genesis. So far, it works pretty good. Everything, it plays all the. Now I can finally don't have to rip apart my original stuff. It can play Famicom and Super Famicom. And Nintendo and Super Nintendo, so got that. It looks like the color is not as good as my little Yubo deal. Like the colors are kind of washed out on it, but it still works fine. It works first time every time too. Some of the other consoles I have to blow on them or breathe on them or lick them and to get them to work. But this thing seems to work every time. First try when I put cartridges in. Good stuff there. And then some more of my bonus money from work for Amazon. I got a copy of Street Fighter again. I haven't even opened it yet though, so that shows how much I missed it. But I gave it to a buddy at work. I was just waiting for it to come down in price, but might as well just get it on that Amazon. Yeah, I love this game. I got to get back to it soon. Now that I completed that darned Dragon Quest VII, I might get back to playing some other games. And so that's probably it for games. You know what? I did have some other games, but I don't know what I did with them. Oh, well. Here's some toys I got over at Winco, our local grocery store. Really good deals. Almost like Costco, but you don't have to pay to go there. That's where my wife goes shopping every week. I found some James Bond related Hot Wheels there. I had to get this. It was the only one I could find too. The Aston Martin from Goldfinger, 1963 DB5. It's even a movie tie-in. See, it says Goldfinger up there. This is like the must be like movie tie-in series. I think I got a Batmobile too a while back, but I mean I had to get this little Aston Martin from James Bond. Another one I got. Oh, I just got this because it was this Alfa Romero GTV6. It's similar to the one in Octopussy, so I had to get that one. It's not. I don't think it's tied into that movie, or is it? But I thought I'd get that from the car chase in Octopussy, and then from another movie I got the hover mode of, or the flying mode of the DeLorean from Back to the Future. I guess 1 and 2 it did that. It did that at the end of 1 and most part of 2. So I thought I'd get that. I have the regular DeLorean already, but got that one. Cool stuff. On to Southern California when RetroTiburon and Mrs. Tiburon were nice enough to host me down there. I took the train down from my town to Bakersfield. They picked me up. They let me stay there, and I went with them to the convention. We went out to eat at a bunch of nice places. I probably ate a lot of stuff I shouldn't have. I felt kind of crappy the week after that, but I'm all better now. I did go to the gym every day last week to make up for all that. We got so we're down there, and I'll just show you what Tiburon gave me. So at that convention, the Monster Palooza or Son of Monster Palooza, Bruce Campbell was going to be there. We were thinking about getting his autograph, but we didn't want to wait in line. But I think you saw in one of his flea market videos, he got the Bruce Campbell from Xena. He gave that to me. I don't know if he thought I wanted to get it signed, but both of us didn't want to to wait in line. What's his name in this show? I played him on the video game. What's his name on that? King of the Thieves. Oh, Autolycus. Autochilius. My friend Aaron would know. I'm going to send all these. I have a bunch of Xena and Hercules related stuff. I'm going to send to my boy Aaron. Aaronetic, formerly known as Cybernetic Slayer. I'm going to send it to him. And then he sent me he gave me some movies too. On his recent 60s podcast, 60s horror movie podcast, it was either Joe Townsend or John Weber mentioned this one, Rosemary's Baby with Mia Farrow. And I had never seen it. I was always kind of too afraid to watch it, but now I have a nice Blu-ray of it. I still haven't watched it yet, but yeah, go check out that podcast with us. We talk about 60s horror movies. Oh, and then he sent me this one. This is Lucio Fulci's House by the Cemetery. I've always liked this one. I like the music in it. There's like a zombie in these people's basement. They move into this house. It's been a long time since I watched that. I used to watch that maybe 20 years ago. Oh man, I wish I would have watched this. This Charles Band movie Crash, vehicular horror or like killer car movie before Maximum Overdrive. So I'm sorry I didn't watch that yet. I've been into the Hitchcock movies. All my time has been devoted to watching Hitchcock movies for our Hitchcock special tonight on Dead Level Podcast. The Marine with John Cena, The Marine, unrated. I've always wanted to watch this. I think Robert Patrick's the bad guy in it. If I'm mistaken, yeah, he is. Yeah. So I gotta watch WWE Pictures. What a piece of trash. No, I gotta watch it because I've never seen that. And then, of course, some laser discs he sent me. Dennis Quaid and Sean Connery in the Dragonheart. This is a cool laser disc to have. I am the last one. Cool movie. Let's see. I don't really know much about the ins and outs of this movie. Rob Cohen directed it. That's a cool movie, cool fantasy movie from the 90s. Oh, and here's the Vikings with Kirk Douglas and Ernest Borgnine, Janet Leigh, Tony Curtis. Wow, that's a badass cast right there. If I've seen this, I was very, very young. It's cool to have that one. Look at all this good stuff. Seven Faces of Dr. Lau. Is this a... I don't know. I haven't seen this one. Don't really know much about that one. I see a Gorgon there. Who's in this? Oh, Tony Randall, Barbara Eden, Arthur O'Connell. Directed by George Pal. That's why he sent it to me, Pal. It's George Pal. Oh, that's why he gave it to me, actually. Ben-Hur, great movie. Wasn't this... Or it's Charlton Heston, of course. William Wyler directed. Great movie. Great chariot chase at the race at the end. Man, really, really violent and great effects for the time. Cool. And then at the flea market, Tiburon got me this with a package with his WWF program. Check this out from 1965. A little figurine of M, like the Bernard Lee version of M. So James Bond little line of figurines, very cool. It's still in the package. It's all beat up like it had been in water or something. I think he got that for a really low price if you check out his last flea market deal. Very cool to have this as a James Bond fan. Collects a lot of James Bond stuff. And speaking of James Bond, look at this. I think this was like $5. James Bond movie posters. Look at this thing. If you saw his last flea market video, you saw some of this. But like, oh, there's my favorite. Speaking of, I'm going to be uploading my Diamonds Are Forever discussion with Wubs. That'll be up pretty soon. One of my favorite movies. Oh, there's George. Oh, some cool. Oh, that's awesome. Some awesome posters, like foreign posters too, not just the stuff from here in UK, like stuff from Asia, the movie posters. Oh, that's awesome. Well, look at this. Ah, yeah. You Only Live Twice. It goes all the way up to The World Is Not Enough. Oh, it even has the Peter Sellers movie. Or David Niven there and Woody Allen. There's Ursula Andress. Holy cow, very cool. What a stupid movie that is. Oh, yeah, Goldfinger. Oh. I'm going to have a double orgasm if I keep looking at that. Okay. Oh, and then when I was over at the flea market, oh, speaking of that thing, I got a nice clean copy of it on VHS at that flea market. Cool cover, though. Gonna watch it again pretty soon. Maybe Wubs and I will discuss it, but I guess it's sort of funny, but I don't really get a lot of the jokes. It's a mess of a movie, but glad to have that. I had to pick up a Robert Davi movie, so there's Timothy Dalton and License to Kill, one of my favorite movies of all time. I haven't seen this one. Guy Hamilton that directed Goldfinger. Diamonds Are Forever, Live and Let Die, The Man with the Golden Gun directed this. It has Robert Shaw and Harrison Ford, two of my favorites. Force 10 from Navarone. Had to get that one. Oh, look, Barbara Bach's in it. Oh, Franco Nero's in it. Edward Fox, who also played him. Carl Weathers. Richard Kill. Fuck, where has this movie been? I don't remember all these guys being in the... Holy cow. Okay, and then when we were at the convention, I got to meet... we passed up Ozzy Osbourne and his family and Bruce Campbell and all those other famous guys, and I think even Eli Roth was there, but we passed them all up just to get to Tom Matthews, the star of Friday the 13th Part 6, and he was in Return of the Living Dead 1 and 2. But man, I really like, I had him autograph my copy of Blood Match, because I'm a huge fan of Tom Matthews from the Albert Pune movies, and this is the one where he's like the star. And before he was in the Friday the 13th movie, or before he was in these, he was in the Friday the 13th and Return of the Living Dead movies, but I think I saw these first, so I just assumed he was like a kickboxer guy. But I guess he's an actor that knows how to kickbox well. I would just assumed he was some kickboxer that could act well because he was in these movies. But like he's in Heat Seeker, which I like this, and he's in Kickboxer 4, but he doesn't really fight in that. He's in all kinds of Albert Pune movies. I got to talk to him. He was talking to me about all the Albert Pune movies. He was even saying there's a push to do a sort of a spin-off to Mean Guns with him and the guy that plays Chosen on Karate Kid. They were they were partners. They were like a tag team in that movie Mean Guns. He was saying they're talking about there's like talk of trying to pull them together to do a sequel with those two characters. Mean Guns was with Ice-T and Christopher Lambert and a bunch of people. They were all like gang leaders at the grand opening of this prison, but Ice-T shuts all the doors and has them like do a battle royal, so the last man standing gets like $10 million or whatever it was. But Tom Matthews and Chosen from Karate Kid were like a tag team, and they were buddies, and then they let a girl get between them. Like one of the other mobster's girlfriends joined up with them. Anyway, off the subject a little bit. But I like this movie Blood Match. It's almost a horror movie itself. It's kind of like the Saw version. It's like Saw combined with Kickboxer or something. It's like Like he takes all these people hostage and fights them one at a time in the ring to find out who killed his brother. I like this movie. I like all Albert Pyun movies. Okay, so I guess I'll move on to the VHS trash. I could have swore I had some video games, but I don't know what I did with them. How about I didn't lose them? Okay, I found another copy of Hard Times. I might give that one away because I have this. This is an awesome movie. Speaking of martial art movies, it's kind of like Lionheart. This is sort of like Lionheart, but from the 70s. James Coburn and Charles Bronson's the fighter. Coburn's the hustler guy. He's bad with his money. He's he has like an addiction to gambling. Walter Hill directed. I love Walter Hill movies. The Golden Voyage of Sinbad. I was glad I could find this at Rasputin's for 50 cents. I love this movie. Very cool. Stop-go animation Harryhausen effects. Ray Harryhausen. And my girl Caroline Monroe's in this one. Ooh. Don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired. Commando, one of my favorite movies of all time. I think the best action movie ever made. Commando. Here's another good action movie. Wesley Snipes. I think Gary Busey's in this. Drop Zone. Yeah, Gary Busey. Very cool movie. Here's Highlander. Who knows Highlander? Highlander 2. I always like this movie. Virginia Madsen's so hot. She's in this. Sean Connery, Christopher Lambert. Michael Ironside's the bad guy. He's a cool bad guy. This totally like changes everything. I think they've erased this from canon, this movie, but I liked it. Here's a great one, a Tim Burton one. Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp, Christina Ricci. I think there's a Christopher Walken's in it. I think there's a little cameo from Christopher Lee is in there. You see a lot of Casper Van Dien, Jeffrey Jones. There's a lot of little cameos in this Tim Burton movie. Yeah, it kind of feels like a Hammer movie. I like this one. And then on to some V8. Okay, so I've been really into Alfred Hitchcock lately. Ever since I went to rewatch The Birds and Psycho for Tiburon 60s horror movie special, I've really been into Alfred Hitchcock. I went through that set Tiburon sent me and watched all the big ones. I rewatched North by Northwest. It was probably my favorite Alfred Hitchcock movie. And then I watched Vertigo, which I'd never watched, which is fantastic. And I watched Rear Window. Speaking of that, I found it on Betamax of all things. It showed up at Rasputin's on Beta. These little tiny tape player or little cassettes. A Rear Window with Jimmy Stewart and Grace Kelly, hottie. Really cool characters in this. Really fun movie. If you haven't seen it before, watch this movie. Every Alfred Hitchcock movie I've watched is good. Sometimes sometimes they're kind of intimidating. Like you watch them and you don't know what's going on, or it's kind of hard to follow the plot. But once they start get rolling, you get into them. Like they always turn out fantastic. Here's one I haven't watched yet: Spellbound with Ingrid Bergman and Gregory Peck. I'm sure I'll like this one. I hope I don't lose interest after our episode tonight. I want to keep going with the Alfred Hitchcock stuff. Here's a VHS I found of it too, of Rear Window. Great movie. Not Alfred Hitchcock movie, but this is another adaptation of a movie he directed in the 30s, I think, Jamaica, and the original one's fantastic. And this one has Jane Seymour and what's his name, McNewan from The Prisoner. So I got to watch this one. The original one is fantastic. Oh, not Alfred Hitchcock, but I had to get this movie. Charade, very Hitchcock-esque, Hitchcockian movie. Audrey Hepburn, Cary Grant, a couple of hot middle-aged people in this. This was after North by Northwest too, but he still has it in this. Cary Grant. This is a really good, a lot of twists and turns in this movie. It almost feels like a James Bond movie. George Kennedy's in it, and he fights with Cary Grant on the top of this apartment building, and it's really cool. It reminds me of something out of a James Bond movie. And George Kennedy has a claw hand, kind of like Tee-Hee in Live and Let Die. And what's his name? James Coburn is in this. Audrey Hepburn plays the widow of a man who died, who owed all these guys money. Or she was partnered with a bunch of hoodlums and he hid money, and they don't know where it is, so they're trying to get at her. And Cary Grant may or might be one of them. He's a mysterious character, and this is a great movie. Oh, Walter Matthau's in it, too. He plays, like, the director of the intelligence over there. This is a great movie. Not Hitchcock, but it feels very much like a Hitchcock movie. Speaking of it, like a intrigue, espionage intrigue type Hitchcock movie, this one is great with Peter Lorre's the bad guy in it. I don't know if you can see him in there. This is a great movie. The Man Who Knew Too Much spy movie. This guy's family gets involved with some kind of plot. He gets a message from someone who's assassinated, and the guy gives it to this guy, and his wife and his daughter are the only ones that know about it. So the baddies end up kidnapping the daughter because they want this guy. So it's kind of turns into almost like Taken, like with Liam Neeson. Like, this guy's trying to go figure it out. Like, he goes deep into their organization, trying to find out where his daughter is. And then the mom gets involved too. There's an epic scene, like they're gonna assassinate a foreign diplomat at this opera house. It's a really epic scene. This is a really good movie. Like, I wasn't expecting all of his stuff to be so good before Psycho. I always feel like Psycho is the best, and Vertigo and all that. But if you go back, man, they're really good too. Even as far back as the 20s, even. I saw some silent movies of his. Okay, this is probably my favorite Hitchcock right here, other than North by Northwest. Strangers on a Train. It's almost a horror movie. I think it's probably the closest to a horror. It's like it's sort of a suspense thriller too. This is great. Two guys meet on a train. I don't want to destroy the plot. It's not really about a train. It's about I don't want to explain it. You got to watch this. I'll ruin the plot if I explain it. Strangers on a Train. I think it's up there with North by Northwest. This is really good. This old collection here I got because I was going to watch some more. I haven't watched all of them. Lady Vanishes, I haven't seen. Sabotage, I haven't seen. Blackmail, I haven't seen. Jamaica Inn is awesome. Number 17, haven't seen. Look at all these. The 39 Steps I was about to watch today at the gym, but it wasn't the Alfred Hitchcock version. Man Who Knew Too Much is great. Secret Agent's really good too. That's 1936 spy movie. That's really good. Peter Lorre is in it also. Murder. I haven't seen that one. Young and Innocent. Juno and the Paycock. Wow. I haven't seen that. Skin Game. Rich and Strange. These must be really old, yeah. No, I gotta watch them all though. Every time I think I'm not going to enjoy these old movies, I end up really liking them. This one here. I got this package. It had Frenzy and Family Plot on it. Those are his two most recent movies he made in the 70s. Oh, Marnie is awesome too with Sean Connery and Tippy from The Birds. This one had, I gave it to my mom to watch. I don't have the set here, but this had Frenzy, which is freaking terrifying, and Family Plot, which is pretty funny. I thought it was cool. It came with this book that has a little description of a lot of his major movies. This is cool. I might use this for reference tonight when we do our Alfred Hitchcock podcast on Dad Level Podcast. I can't wait to do that because Vince will be there and his dad Floyd and some of the other guys that probably know way more about this stuff than I do. So it'll be a good learning session for me too. Is that okay? More DVDs onto the. Okay, my wife picked me up a bunch of trash. from poor Big and Lot, or Big Lots, is going out of business, so they had all their movies marked down to like 10 cents. I've been wanting to watch this one, Jiu-Jitsu, with Nicolas Cage and Tony Jaa. Big fan of Tony Jaa, and the guy from the new Kickboxer movies, Alain Moussi, is in it. That guy's awesome. I really hope there's going to be a Kickboxer 3. I love Kickboxer, the new 2 Kickboxer movies, but I've been wanting to watch this one. Redeemer, I think she got me that one because it looks like it's some kind of martial arts movie. Maybe it has like a religious tie-in. It's Redeemer. I haven't seen that one yet. The Dragon. Oh, that's another martial arts one I haven't seen. Anderson Silva's in it. These were all like she said she got these for like 10 cents, and she had to get me a shark movie, Snow Monster versus Ice Shark. Too late for our shark podcast I did last week with Vince. All right. And I'll finish off with some more Rasputin pickups. I'm getting through this pretty fast. Oh, Jabberwocky. This is a Terry Gilliam movie. Really weird movie. Jabberwocky. I didn't even realize there was a print of that on DVD, so I got that. Big fan of Lorenzo Lamas, and Lance Hendrickson's in this. Or Rapid Exchange, probably a oh, it looks like maybe a heist or a rescue type thing with in the air. I haven't watched this yet. I'm surprised. If I was out of work right now, I'd have watched all these movies, but I've been working a lot of overtime. Oh, here's a sealed copy of Wizard of Oz. I couldn't remember if I had a copy or not. I know I have it on VHS, and we have like a torrent of it. My girls watch on my PS3. But here's a great movie, wonderful movie. I wanted to get this, Get Christy Love. I guess it's based on a detective novel. It might be like a blaxploitation with this hot girl in here, Teresa Graves. I haven't really seen much of her movies, but I kind of want to watch it. It says there's skimpy outfits and everything in this, so I'm gonna watch that soon. Here's I didn't finish watching this. I fell asleep. I was getting kind of bored. I can't believe I said that. The Hallcroft Covenant, espionage thriller movie. Michael Caine's. I think he's English, but he plays like an American businessman who gets the inheritance of he's a Nazi back from the day, but I guess he was really a double agent Nazi. It was kind of a confusing plot, but I fell asleep. I got to get back to watching this. It seems sort of intriguing, but I kept falling asleep. Michael Caine's kind of funny in it. He's kind of a funny character, so I got to get back to watching this. I'm sure it'll turn out to be really good. Speaking of Michael Caine spy movies, one of my favorites right here. I can't believe I found this. This is the highlight of my Rasputin pickups. The Ipcris File from Harry Saltzman Presents. That did the James Bond movies. This is a great spy movie. A lot of deception and intrigue and brainwashing, and such a good one. This is a foreign copy, but it's all region import, so I can play this. I didn't even know that there was a copy of this I could play on region A, but here it is. I've been looking for this movie for years, and there it was at Rasputin's in the classics section. It was $6. Great one, and John Barry does the music. I love the soundtrack to this. I actually have the vinyl of this soundtrack. This is a great movie. Yeah, I love that one. So that was the highlight. Look at all this crap. You should see my garage. Okay. Well, good talking to y'all. I got that done quicker than I thought. 2 months worth of stuff. I had some video games. Crap. Let me go see if I can find them. Thanks again to Tiburon and Maine-ly Retro, and Wubs' stuff is under there somewhere. But thanks again to you guys for... Let's go over here. Look at this. My girls are building a fort over here. Did I have... I must have put them away. Well, that's going to bother me. I don't know what I did with those. Oh, here they are. Oh, I thought that was... Okay, I have some stuff going out to some of my friends. I thought I... Here we go. So we'll have some bonus games here at the end. Ooh. What do you think of that? I got wakeboarding. Burstrick wakeboarding. That was 50 cents. I had to get that. The graphics look pretty cool. Clash of the Titans. I got a loose copy for $1. I don't know anything about that game. I wasn't crazy about the remake, but compared to all the trash that comes out now, I probably would like this. Look at this. I didn't have it. I really want to go back and play this game. I got like halfway through and kind of got overwhelmed. I don't like the fighting mechanic in this, but there's so much I like about this game. I want to go back and play it. Final Fantasy 15. Another one, Star Ocean, I found at Rasputin's. Greatest hit, but it's complete. It's got the guide in there. It's a hefty guide. Oh, look, and it has... Don't tell me it's 2 discs. Dang, that's a huge game. Like, even the Final Fantasies don't have 2 discs. Anyway, Terry309 says this one's kind of trash. I got to go back to playing The Last Hope on PS3, but I thought, man, these games look cool, though. I like the fighting... I like the way it's sort of like real time, like Final Fantasy 12. Okay, here's a... Remember I talked about my car getting jacked, all the games getting jacked out of my car a long time ago. This was one of them. It was my brother's copy, got jacked. I had to buy him a new one, but we used to play this game a lot, like a launch game for 360. I used to play this with my friends at work, too. Call of Duty 2, so I got that back in the collection. And a nice little copy of 13, which I didn't have on Xbox. That's a good one to have. Fun little, was that like cell shaded or kind of like comic looking a first person shooter. Okay, take it easy, Tyler. Look at. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. See you next month. Hopefully I'll get one done by then.